Gentlemen, start your engines, brothers!
Good morning. Hope everyone's having a good morning. I am having a much better morning than I was yesterday or other days. Got some good sleep. Finished my papers, all my assignments, all 75 pages of them are done. I have nothing due the rest of this week, so I'm just gonna enjoy being able to have some of my nights back, have some viewing time. I have to catch up on Survivor before the next episode on Wednesday. I need to check my fantasy hockey lineup, pick up some people on the waiver wire for fantasy football. I just have so much stuff I can do now. I can actually watch some things that I've been meaning to catch up on. So it's always good to get your work done. So that's my thing that I'm happy for today. But one thing I was thinking about in the shower this morning, because that's whenever most of these thoughts generate, or like right before I go to bed whenever I'm scrolling. But as you can probably tell, my hair is pretty long. I wear a hat almost every single day because it's just much easier to contain my hair, and I don't have to do anything if I wear a hat. So I was thinking, I've tried in the past many times, like a lot of times, to grow my hair out, let it get really long. I have really curly hair on the top, but it's pretty straight on the sides and on the back. Like it kind of just like falls down and like swoops, mainly because I put a hat on, so it like presses it in so the bottom has to swoop out. But I'm committed to letting it grow, mainly because I'm just too lazy to make a hair appointment every like 4 or 6 weeks like I used to. But I'm committed to letting it grow. But I'm now questioning, like, am I even a long-haired person? Whenever I was younger, I'll see if I can get a picture, like an old picture, and put it in. I hope I can. But whenever I was younger, I used to just push my hair straight down. Like I had bangs. Like it was just so long. I was like shaggy. It was so bad. I was my mom's only boy, so I guess she just let me do whatever I wanted with my hair. But I'm questioning now if I have much better hygiene. I have much better awareness of like how to make my hair look presentable. So I've often thought like, okay, I can let my hair grow long, but am I even, like, is that even in my personality? Like, you know, some people just have long hair personalities. Like they can let it down, or they can put it up. They can let one of their friends straighten it as part of a funny night out. Whatever. I just am trying to wonder if I am a long-haired person. And this is something, it didn't hit me until like this morning whenever I'm like washing my hair, which I only do 3 times a week. I condition every other day, so I try to have a pretty good like regimen as far as hair hygiene. But I wash my beard every day, and I wash my face twice a day. That's just a little personal hygiene. But I was wondering, I was like, man, am I doing all this for nothing? Like, will I get long hair and then have people just be like, oh, I wouldn't picture you with long hair. Like I just, you don't seem like the type that like has long hair. So that's my newest like existential crisis. So should I just go and get my typical like 1 into a 2 fade with leaving a little bit extra on the top? I don't know. I probably won't, because like I said, I'm too lazy to book a hair appointment, and I don't feel like spending money to have my hair cut whenever I could just continue to let it go like this. But let me know, do you think I'm a long-haired person? Are there people whose like faces and personalities just fit being long hair? Like if I shaved my face and just had like a mustache whenever I got my hair really long, would that help? Does the beard help? Do I need to let the beard grow longer? Do I need to keep the beard like really trimmed? I feel like there's a lot that plays into making yourself a long-haired guy. And I just don't know if I fit the bill. I don't know. I like wearing hats, but once your hair gets too long, can you still wear a hat? I don't know. I don't really think that you can, unless you just really let the hair grow or the hair flow out of the hat. So let me know, am I a long-haired guy? Do long-haired guys innately possess this characteristic of being a long-haired guy? Are you someone that has wanted long hair? If you're a guy, have you often thought what you would look like with long hair? Anyway, we can move on. That was just something that really bothered me this morning, and now I'm thinking about it, and I'm so impulsive whenever it comes to like decisions like that I'll just end up going and getting it all cut off today after class. I'll just stop off at like a super cuts and just tell them just cut all my hair off. But one thing that with like the World Cup coming up, and like I always think about it whenever there's like a global event where insane athletes, insanely athletic people gather in one place for a long time. I wonder, like, what is the peak for human evolution? Like 150 years ago, if you would have told someone that a man would be able to run 100 meters in, like, 9.58 seconds, like, that would be, like, unfathomable. Like, yes, now we have cleats and the surface is a lot more tailored to running fast, but, like, same thing with, like, football and basketball. Like, guys can jump over cars and dunk a basketball. Guys can, like, run 22.7 miles an hour with full pads on, like, down a football field. People can jump over other people with pads on, stay on their feet, and continue running. Like, is there, and don't even get me started with, like, people that can lift cars, and whether it's true or not, or whatever, the car has, like, pieces missing or whatever to give, like, the appearance of lifting it, whatever, I don't care. It's crazy. Like, Brie Larson that time, I think it was Brie Larson, when she was training for Captain Marvel, she, like, put the chains on and she pulled a Jeep up like a 45-degree incline. That's crazy. So is there a peak for human evolution? Like, in 25 years, will someone be able to run 100 meters in like 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds? Like, will we just keep getting better and better and more athletic? Like, what's the threshold? Like, there's that one runner. I don't want to say what country I think he's from because I don't know if it's right. So I'm not going to attempt it, but he runs a marathon at like a 4-minute per mile pace. Like, if you've seen the videos on TikTok or like Instagram, whatever, of this challenge, I forget what his name is. I should have tried to do more research for this, but they try and run his pace for as long as they can, and people get like 3 minutes in and they can't keep it up. Like, it is a sprint. He sprints for 26.2 miles and he like barely looks like he's running. He barely looks like he's putting in work. So is that going to become the norm? Like, are people just going to be able to train, and over time training and like health science and sports science is going to get so good that we'll be able to optimize our bodies to the point of like running really fast or being able to hit harder or jump higher, lift more? I don't know. It's something that it blows my mind to think about, like how the progression of athleticism has increased over time, and are we living right now in like almost as good as we're going to get? There's not much more that people can do just with what we have that already exists right now. The only other thing I can think of that would help is like genetically modifying people. That's the only thing. But then you get into like a very weird legal area with professional sports. I mean, I guess if you're just an amateur and you just want to like undergo some pretty crazy like genetic modifications to be able to help you jump higher or have better speed and agility, I don't know. But that's the next thing that I think, that's the only other place that we can go that hasn't been explored, that I know of. Maybe there are people out there that have genetic modifications that make them better athletes or make them better to do certain things. But I would gladly give my body to science to see like what feats of athleticism I could do with some some modification to certain parts of my body. So I don't know. That blows my mind to think about how far we've come, like in the realm of feats of strength or survival skills is really just what it is. Like, how fast can you run? Can you lift heavy? How long can you go without eating? Or how can you train your body to be better? Basically, it all comes down to just like survival skills, which, speaking of Survivor, if you don't watch Survivor, start. It's only like 10 episodes in this season. It's a really easy watch. It's so entertaining. I'm telling you, I want to be on this show so badly that Jeff, if you're watching, Jeff Probst, my guy, put me on the show. Never been to Fiji. I'm pretty sure that's where you film all the seasons now, just for like the sake of making it easy on, I guess, the film crew and production crew. But I'm here. I'm ready. Let me just fly to Fiji, put on a buff, and start. That would be crazy. Maybe that's what they should start doing. Maybe that's a new wrinkle that they could have. They take people. I don't know if this is changing the game too much. Kirsten, don't get mad at me. I'm not trying to change the game too much. But maybe they take people to the island whenever everyone else gets there, but they keep them off and away from the tribes. And then, like, once or twice a season, they just drop another person into the mix. Like, the merge happens and a couple people get voted out or whatever, and then they just drop 2 more people in. They've been there the same amount of time. They've had the same conditions. They haven't been able to eat. Like, they've had to do a physical challenge every day just to keep them at the same variables as everyone else. But then now there are just 2 more people in there, and it just completely throws off. Now you have to form an alliance with them. Now you have to compete with them in challenges, figure out what their strategy is, what their game is. I think, again, Jeff, hire me. This is why I need a better job than just overseeing undergraduate students every day while they email me that they're not feeling well and can't come to class. This is why I need a better job than this. So, Jeff, if you're watching, CBS, if you're watching, Amazing Race, I don't know, any of the shows that it's like survival-esque style, let me in there. Let me into the meeting room. But regardless, it's a green now. I was gonna say we were almost at the red light. You know what that means. But yeah, I'm in love with Survivor. Start watching it, then we can talk about it. That's my favorite thing to do, is watch it and then talk about it. Go on Twitter and see like what people are saying. The reaction videos are so funny. So let me know if you watch Survivor, or let me know if there are other shows. My sisters have watched The Challenge, or Real World Challenge, or whatever that was on MTV. That one was funny. That's more like drama. I like the drama. I was talking last night with some of my classmates, and they were telling me that I need to watch Real Housewives of Salt Lake City, and I think I need to. This is something that I don't tell a lot of people because some people take it differently than others, but I am obsessed with Mormon culture. I don't know why. It doesn't really make any sense, but I just am so fascinated with Mormons and their lives and what rules they live by, what they're allowed to do, what they're not allowed to do, when some of them like get excommunicated from the church, and whenever they are like they stay in Utah because that's like all they've ever known. And they were telling me that this show is wild, that the drama is crazy, that there are so many storylines, and I've never watched a Real Housewives before, so I don't know if it's something that I would actually like. But I used to watch the Kardashians with my sisters, and if it's anything like old Kardashians, I think I could get into it. So Thanksgiving break is coming up soon. I'm not going home. I'll be here all by myself, all lonely. So maybe I'll watch Real Housewives Salt Lake City. and I'll come back to you guys with a review if I do. But I'll try and do this while driving. I've never done this while driving, so this will be a first. Let's see if I can do it. That was a little bit more difficult, so it wasn't as satisfying. And they're doing road work. Remember how I told you that they're like building a new dorm and parking lots and dining halls and all that? Well, yeah, the roads are closed, and there's no way to get around them other than to go on like 3 back roads and get there. So while we're doing that, I think I have, one more question. I try and write them down, and I have my notes completely full of questions, so sometimes I can't figure out which ones I wanted to do, but this one is a good one for you guys to let me know. I always love putting questions in that make you guys think, and see if you guys comment or hit me up on Twitter or text me, whatever. I like just having engagement with you guys, see what you guys think. So this one is, you wake up tomorrow and you're fluent in any language in the world that you want to be. You can just go to bed and be like, when I wake up, I want to be fluent in that language. What language are you choosing? And so for me, I took Chinese in high school, and it was so hard. Mrs. Abel, if you're watching, Lin Lao Shi, I appreciated all the time that you took to help me learn that language, all 3 years of it, but it is very hard to learn. Like tones and how fast, like fluent speakers, how they talk. So I want to say Chinese because it takes a lot to learn it, and there are so many like advantages to learning another language. But I guess if you're just waking up having known it, I guess you don't go through the like cognitive work of learning the language. You just already know it. So I think another language that I've always been like really, really fascinated with is Italian, mainly because I am part Italian, and I feel like I want to live in Italy, for even if it's just going on vacation to Italy. I've always wanted to travel there, but I feel like if you know a language and you're fluent in a language, you could just go to that country and live for a little bit because you're guaranteed to get a job and make money. So if I had to choose, it'd be really tough. I would either choose Chinese because I already know a little bit about the language, and the cultures is so cool and fascinating, and there's so much history over there that like if you went over there and you were fluent, you could learn so much, and you could have such a fun time. Or Italian because same reason. I could just go live in Italy, have a good job, make some money, live in a foreign country for a little bit. Whenever that's over, come back and continue making YouTube videos in my car on my way to class. So thank you guys for watching. Let me know what you thought. Shoot me a DM. Just at me on Twitter, but put the period before the at so that it shows up on your feed so other people can go to my page and see what I'm all about. Right now, I just have been tweeting at Texas Tech fans, calling them sore losers because they keep complaining about their fat L that they caught last Saturday. But I like engaging with people on social media. You know how these end. It's lime. I forgot to show you guys. I was driving, detour, got caught up. Lime. I want to start calling the segment, but until they sponsor me and give me money, not going to happen. So maybe I'll bleep that out. I don't know. But I love you guys. Thanks for riding with me again. Have a good day.